this video, I'm rolling with Anthony again. I have 4 other rounds with him on this channel, both gi and no gi, and he's in better shape as ever. And he got his brown belt. We got our brown belts together, and that was really cool. He's been training since he was a boy, and he's a great partner. So here we go. He knows what I like to do, and he's smart. He's cerebral. He has a good jiu-jitsu IQ. So he's trying to figure out my leg pummeling, or guard, as some may call it. So as you could see, I'm going super easy, but I'm putting my legs in places that won't allow him to pass. So he's trying to give me technical answers by stripping and putting his knee down, trying to come up the inside, the outside. He keeps getting stuck in my De La Riva. So it's a circle. Now, as we're going, he's putting more effort. He's putting more strength. He's using more mobility. And I'm not faulting him for that. I think that's actually a good thing, to be able to start relatively slow and technique driven and then just ramp it up slowly. Then you kind of have an idea what your partner is trying to do, and I think it helps prevent injury rather than just going in there, slapping hands and banging, you know, because in those instances, you don't know what's going to happen. Whereas if we just start slow and progressively and present problems to each other for each other to solve, and then we can ramp it up a little bit. So here I'm trying to do a knee cut. He's defending well. I'm going very easy. As you can see, I'm fighting his legs, not his arms. This has been a big point that I've been stressing lately, only because I notice it happens a lot in the videos as well as in real live rolls where people are hand fighting, but you still have knees in between you. So do 2-on-1 on the leg and pass the guard. Or gets a leg drag. So here I'm just leaning on him. I'm trying to turn my knee towards the ceiling to free that hook, which I've talked about many times. So I'm waiting for the right time because I know he knows it's coming. So there it goes. See, he still managed to hook the back of my leg a little bit, but I was able to clear it and bring my knee back in. What I should have done was swept my knee under his knee. So this allowed him to get to his knees. And now I'm just going to lay on the top of his head and look for guillotines and darces and things of that nature. But like anything else, you want to really have a good control, a really solid control. That way when you put on the guillotine or the darce, it's pretty much over. Instead of diving into a sloppy guillotine or sloppy darce and using a lot of energy squeezing. Also, I could make it where one side, his head, if it starts to come out, I go for the guillotine, and the other side I try to swing to the back by trapping the arm. See, I could pull him forward and he'll base with his right arm, which he's doing right now, and then I could swing to his back. But instead, I let myself get caught in half guard, and now I have to start over, basically. So yeah, we have 4 other rolls on the channel. They're all really good. The links will be in the description. Definitely check those out. There he did a good, well, he said it was a wrestle up, but it's like a dog fight. So he did a good dog fight up and was able to get the sweep, and now we're back into this circular pattern of him trying to strip my De La Riva, trying to underhook my leg. There he was thinking arm drag. So it might not look like anything's happening, but there's a lot happening, and he's always throwing something new at me. So as you can see, I'm not breathing with my mouth open. We're 5 minutes into the round with a guy that's 20 years younger than me. So here I have like a butterfly hook in. So he's thinking, he can't come over the top, so he's looking for like an underpass style. So he's gonna start looking to underhook my leg and throw it to the side. Well, there he tried to overhook my leg and do like an over-under pass. So I already know his mind is going in that direction. That's why I'm making sure I have my butterfly hooks in, and I'm just bothering him with wrist control. Because he shouldn't be worried about hand fighting, he should just be looking for his pass by attacking my legs. Instead, he's worried about shaking my grip and leaving his hands in a place where I can grab them. So there he goes, he's backing out again. I'm back to De La Riva. See, there it is. He's looking to go under. It's a great pass. But the key is, you want your opponent's foot up in the air when you do it. So you want to set it up where the guy's on his back and his foot's up in the air. The reason being is, he can hook the foot under your knee. See there, he tried to throw my leg over and go under again. So there I made space so I could reset the position and really think about making connections on my own terms. See there, he tried to go under again. There he's trying to go over. So he's trying, you know, anything and everything. He's throwing the kitchen sink at me. There, I'm just experimentally just putting my foot on his shoulder just to keep him away from me. Here I'm trying to pull him in with an arm drag, and he really resisted hard, and then I switched to the tripod, which is a big part of my game, and he was able to come down on his knee and prevent himself from being swept over. So that ends the round, but we're going to have a good post-roll discussion here. He was basically saying he couldn't pass my guard. He was wondering what he could do to pass my guard. So I'm explaining the same principle I've been talking about. Grab one leg with two hands, 2-on-1, and pull it, and go by. Don't wrist fight like this, and then the guy puts his feet on your hip. See how easily I just pulled him by grabbing his leg?
Good stuff. Good stuff. I've been working a couple things like that half guard. Right. That's wrestle up, yeah. Right, the wrestle up. Yeah, yeah. How do you do it?
So I think I showed him a wrestle up and a dog fight, and he conflated the names, so he thought that this was a wrestle up.
Oh, the dog fight. Yeah, dog fight. Right, right. I love that. Yeah. And I felt you doing it. Yeah.
So here he's showing me a sweep that he would normally do, and I showed a back step out of it response.
But the wrestle up, stand up.
And now I'm going to go in and show him what I think a true wrestle up is. I mean, everybody has their own versions. But again, this is one I learned from Hudson Taylor. He was a college wrestling coach, as well as he had 200 pins in college wrestling. He actually has a video on it. I think he calls it like I forget what he calls it, an S get up or something. Maybe I'll find the link and put it in the description. But once your hips are forward like that, you'll feel it. It feels powerful.
It's there all the time. It's there all the time.
Yeah, it really helped my game, adding that to it. That's what's great about jiu-jitsu. There's so many unique tools and ways to skin the cat. And if you just make it a more cerebral, really study this stuff, and it'll make your jiu-jitsu journey so much better. And the faster you get better, the faster you'll lower your chance of injury, because then you'll be proficient enough to not get injured. And that takes, you got to get up to be a good blue belt, maybe even a purple belt, to not get injured by a spazzy white belt. So here he's pulling me into the I was working on the high elbow guillotine with them because Marcelo teaches it. I'm not really an expert, but I know a little bit about it. So I showed him, if you can, just finish with it off your knees. So you don't have to drop back like that and give up position.
So you can either go slip this in, right? Or you could use.
It's a quick tap. It's super tight. And a lot of people credit Marcelo for it, but that's an old school guillotine. It's been around forever. It was almost like a forgotten relic, I think, in some ways. And he brought it back because he felt like it was easier to get than a regular guillotine. It's hard from stopping that elbow from going up.
That's why I didn't let you get your head up. Remember? Yeah. So try to keep my head down.
So here I'm just explaining the principle of once you have a guy's head under your hip, try to keep it under your hip. You have to move with him. You can't see. I was able to just get up. And now that switches to something else. But what it really means is you're not in control. Your opponent's doing something you don't want him to. So how do we stop that? It's good to be transitional, but it's also good to be able to pin.
You have to follow it. Nope. Right, so in here, follow. Follow, because I'm starting to get out.
And if he does get desperate and pick his head up out of one of the sides, you could always get the guillotine. But I'm not showing him all that right now. I'm just trying to show him like how to be heavy on the hips, on the back of the neck, and track somebody and feel them and anticipate that you don't want them to get out. But thank you for watching. If you find value in this channel, please feel free to check out my merch store, or you could buy me a coffee. Links are in the description. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you.